When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
Blog Talk Radio.
It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all pods, all of them. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid!
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Here's Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Have you checked the children?
Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
There's no more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
Just a flesh wound.
Good evening, Flesh Wound Radio freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Horror Society Presents Flesh Wound Radio. I am Daniel Shine, joined once again by Todd Loya. Todd, how's it going, man?
All goes well this evening. Yourself?
I'm doing very, very well. Been busy. It's my move is now official. We're kind of starting to pack, and I'm very excited. And I mention this because tonight there will not be any news. We are actually pre-recording this special commentary tonight, and as we mentioned, I think we mentioned this on the last show, we might have at least a few of these shows leading up to October where we'll be back to our normal format, although we'll kind of have the normal format here and there for just in time for Halloween season. So, yeah, going to get settled down there, and so, yeah, that's why we're not doing any news. So if, like, somebody famous died, we're not being dinged by not mentioning it.
And we should mention, although by the time you hear this, it should have become obvious, we are bi-monthly now, or is it bi-weekly? I never figured out. We're twice a month until October. Basically, once every 2 weeks until October, and we'll have some that are pre-recorded. Most of our shows are always live as you're listening to them. We don't really edit it or pre-record stuff, but we have to for now. So we're very excited, actually. This film that we're going to be doing a commentary for is one that we're big fans of. We recently, well, maybe not as recently by the time you're listening to it, but fairly recently, we got the new Code Red Blu-rays from Screen Archive for the Roger Corman Post-New collection. And those films were Wheels of Fire, The Sisterhood, and Equalizer 2000. And it was, quite interesting, actually. This was the most entertaining of the bunch. That's not how we remembered it in our heads. But that's kind of how it ended up, and we decided, this would actually make a pretty nifty little commentary, especially, since there isn't one on the Blu-ray, so probably the only commentary of Wheels of Fire you'll ever have. So we figured it'd be cool. It's a pretty kind of just the right tone, don't you think, Todd, for a commentary? I mean, we both loved the film, but just enough wackiness there to make it a compelling commentary without necessarily being intentionally wacky.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it makes you, when we're done with this commentary, I'm going to go strap a naked woman and drive her around on top of my car.
Me too. You read my mind. All the way down to the ATL now. Anything goes there. So yeah, we're obviously fans of this, so we're by no means making fun of it. We're just having fun because it's just a really entertaining movie. It's funny when we do these commentaries because I just got back a couple days ago from a Sharknado 2 Riff Track show, and you realize that movie's intentionally ridiculous, so it wasn't as good as those Mystery Science Theater 3000 guys generally are, because what can you say about a shark biting off Tara Reid's hand? So a lot of people have asked me, it's like, oh, you should do this and this and a lot of wacky creature features, and I'm like, well, no, that doesn't always turn out as good as you hope, because it's all intentional. It's David Hasselhoff running along a beach, shoving kids into the pool with piranhas. It's funny, but there's not much else you can say about it. So that kind of led us to pick this. And I guess we can get right to it. Todd, why don't you explain how this works? It's pretty self-explanatory, but just so you guys are aware.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, well, first off, grab your Blu-ray, throw it in the player, get to the main menu, and there's a couple ways you can do this. When we play the beep, I'll demonstrate. Well, I'll demonstrate the beep right now. Here's our beep. That was a beep. Okay. So the next time you hear the beep, not that time though. I was just messing with you. The next time you hear the beep, we'll tell you be ready. You'll hit from your main menu. You can either hit enter or play on your play feature button, or you can hit play feature, pause it, and just keep your remote pause if you're more comfortable with that, and then just hit play when you start. So basically, when you hear the beep, you just want to hit play.
Yep.
I know, I overcomplicate things.
Yeah, I know. You're wondering why we're commenting on boobs that you already saw 30 seconds ago, so hopefully you were listening to that.
This is always the challenge for me, because I have to do the beep and play the movie, so.
And I guess we're just going to hit play feature, correct? Not pause it. I know there's, different ways to do this, but
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can hit play feature, then pause it, and set it up. Either way, it's all based on your player's response times. If you hit play right at so
yeah, it shouldn't be more than a second or so.
And luckily, since you were not listening to this live, you should be able to pause, kind of tweak if you need to.
Exactly. Yes. We don't have to worry about it as much. So, I guess we can do a countdown.
Okay. I'm going to let you do the countdown. So, I'll do the beep. And, yeah, that's 3 things for me. I can't handle that much today.
Well, like I said, if we fuck this up, we'll just edit this out. But how about on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And I'm seeing the Wheels of Fire logo.
There we go. And I guess we're off and rolling, I guess is how we'll put it.
Gary Watkins sure had a hell of a career, didn't he, Todd?
Yeah.
I mean, that fucker's in everything. I love the long-ass title sequence on this. This is actually, there's a couple post-nuke flicks that do this.
Yeah, I know. A lot of it, too, back then was everything was your credits are up front and your short tail ends, which we don't do that much anymore.
Well, they needed to pad it out, you know. There's only so much raping you can fit into a film.
Well, can you imagine if it was a short sequence because the movie runs an hour and 21?
Yeah. The great Sirio Santiago. So many great movie memories. And we're off.
Yep.
You know, I will say, it's funny, I make fun of Watkins. I actually think he was probably the strongest lead out of these three films in this particular post-nuke collection.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, really not a bad actor. I should say I'm talking shit about him somewhat. He's kind of a poor man's Jeff Goldblum, but, you know, he did a pretty good job.
There's a lot worse. He could be a poor man's Christopher Walken. I don't know.
yeah, there's some Walken vibes there.
I'm getting a Fred Ward vibe here.
Yeah, kind of young Fred Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Fred the Hammer Williamson actually dubbed this dude. Let me know.
Well, they wanted to get the urban vibe for this too.
Exactly. It isn't a post-nuke flick if it's not doesn't feature the hammer.
This is true. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting the wife this leather outfit.
Maybe an inappropriate sister vibe here, a Paul Burchill, Katie Lee sort of thing.
You could see Katie Lee elsewhere on this disc too.
Absolutely.
And the dancing banana. There's some joke in there about her making my banana dance, but we're too highbrow for that.
Yeah, we are indeed. We are a classy show. Well, you know, I will say, whether he gets his ass whooped here, when he gets his ass whooped by the Marauders, they're going to fuck the ass after they beat it. So, you know.
Well, this isn't the Bronx Warriors trilogy.
Like I said, there is an unusual amount of raping in these things. It's kind of the Filipino Burt Reynolds here.
Wow.
I don't know, that or maybe Edward James Olmos, the early years. He kind of left it off his IMDb.
You know, that's what I would have liked to see in post-nuke in his early years. We didn't have enough Mexicans in the post-nuke genre. You figure it would be all Mexican in the post-nuke genre. I'm telling you, it's the same as Star Wars. It's this future that, like I see, we finally got rid of him.
God, people are going nuts over the Star Wars trailer right now. It's at least a little more diverse than it used to be.
Yeah, I know. They brought him back. I know in the original trilogy, no Mexicans, one black guy. The Jimmy Smiths was, you know, they got Jimmy Smiths in the prequel trilogy, so apparently they killed him off by they killed off the last Mexican by the time we got to A New Hope.
I think after Phantom Menace, they really owed it to a lot of people to make up for the blatant racism in that movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say maybe, I don't know, maybe Mel Gibson comes back as Darth Vader or something.
Wow. That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. I think we'll have to do a Star Crash commentary.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a pretty cool one. I have to say the fight choreography is a lot better in this too. Equalizer, I don't know, just didn't work so well.
No. Well, again, this was, I know we talked about this a little bit, but I mean, this was the one of the Code Red bunch. We were kind of like, until we rewatched it, and this one is just everything you want out of a post-nuke versus Equalizer, which we were all looking forward to revisiting, and kind of we're left underwhelmed.
Yeah, I like Sisterhood a little bit more than you did, but no, this is by far the best. The car action I thought was pretty solid, and got to say during that fight scene, the curb stomp must still be banned in the future. He could have easily taken him out with that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, the same plot or not, these films are they just work for me. They just Rainy Day, they always work so well.
Yeah, I know. It's the same way though in the slasher genre. I mean, if you look at it, those are all pretty much the same plot.
Yeah, that's very much true. But it's funny. I would still consider myself a slasher fan. I don't dislike slasher movies, but as a whole, they don't hold up as well. Many of them don't hold up as well.
Yeah.
Of course, the classics do, but I don't know. As a whole, even newer horror fans that didn't see everything that was made in the early '80s and all the masked killers out there, I feel they don't hold up quite as well. These ones, overall, I have to say, I think they do. I think, the modern action flick, these films really do quite well.
I agree.
Head and shoulders, I would even say. Well, that might not be a good idea. In retrospect, his ass is going to be facing many hardships as this movie progresses.
Full disclosure, I have opened a beer, so I am hoping to enjoy this a little more than normal.
That works. I'm sure there's quite a few drinking games you could play with these movies.
We'll have to figure out for if we do Star Crash. I'm sure there's a good one. Every time Joe Spinell does something outlandish in his Darth Vader costume.
God damn, that car fell all of about 2 feet. That was a pretty easy explosion there.
That's how old cars are.
Yeah, right into some sand and boom.
Well, yeah, if you go off a cliff too, they just explode in midair.
Yeah. I won't comment on it yet because it's still coming, but there is a particular scene that I thought was quite interesting decision making in this film. You can kind of recognize some of the locations too, because the Philippines, you think jungle, but there were a lot of diverse locations, desert and lots. That wasn't totally necessary, but why not?
Should explode right now.
There you go. Well, at least that fell a ways.
Yeah.
I can buy that explosion. I don't know.
Yes. I still think it should have about halfway down the mountain.
Of course, all the dudes to go shirtless. There you go. For the ladies. Yeah. They kind of owed the ladies in this movie in particular.
I'm just curious how many ladies got drugged to these films back in the day.
Interesting little fade there.
This is one genre, discounting the Mad Max films, I have not seen theatrically.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to say the same thing. Yeah, it was all video.
Yeah.
You didn't get to, Steel Dawn or...
No, I didn't. I actually, that's the Swayze one, yes?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't. I just remember it coming out on video. I was like, why does this look like The Running Man? Vestron marketed those very similarly on purpose. Well, would you consider The Running Man a post-nuke? I mean...
I suppose you could. It's not one I tend to lump in with a lot of these. We could specify Mad Max ripoff nukes.
Yeah, because there's some that are included in the genre. I've always been like, huh. But I've never heard that one in there. It just popped in my head. Because of course I saw that theatrically.
Yeah. Post. I didn't see it when it first came out, but I did actually see that film theatrically. It was some special screening. I want to say it was around Terminator 3. They did like a couple Schwarzenegger movies. I think it was that and True Lies or something.
Off topic, I do think Running Man holds up particularly well. I wasn't expecting that last time I watched it.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the official. I know at one point they were talking about doing a remake, and like Jeff Probst or something would be the villain or something kind of. I will say I would love to see the internet reaction if it were Seacrest. That would be.
I think that would be interesting. Running Man felt like it's been remade a few times already. I mean, you got Battle Royale, you got The Condemned, you got Hunger Games. I mean, well, not as much, but I mean, yeah.
They may. I don't know. Might be a bit crowded right now for them to give that the green light, but we'll see. We'll see remakes of them all eventually. I kind of say that at this point. You know, if it made money, you're going to get your remake eventually.
I want a remake of Wheels of Fire.
Yeah, I would not mind seeing that. Something tells me though it would not be successful because this movie's particularly, particularly sexist. I could kind of see that being watered down quite a bit.
What are you talking about? In our current climate in this nation, it would fit in just fine. No problems with any of the sexism, the raping, naked girls on cars. I mean, no problem.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe Robert Lasardo can play Scourge in the remake. He'd be pretty cool. We were talking about him before.
Yeah. Well, I could just do Robert Rodriguez, Wheels of Fire, and get Mel Gibson to play him, the villain.
Yeah, there you go. I think Gibson will be up for it now.
I really do. How come we have not seen a post-nuke out of Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez yet?
I'm really amazed that they haven't. I with Mad Max performing so well, hey, why not? It's something I'd like to see come back. We did a review of the Asylum version, Road Wars, which didn't hold up too well for me anyways, but
I had fun with it.
Yeah, the movies are just fun. I mean, and this movie is literally 85-90% action. I mean, it's never boring, and it throws everything in the kitchen sink, as you'll see as you watch it. What was that? A minute and a half between chase sequences there.
Yeah.
And once again, I want to actually throw out there the lead villain in this one. I think also the strongest of the bunch for these three movies.
Yes, and I guess I mean if you haven't watched The Extras, it is pointed out on The Extras that Lee Ving was supposed to play the villain. And if the name's not familiar, I cannot think of his punk band right now, but he played Mr. Body in Clue. For anyone out there that knows that, so I still would have
flamethrower action.
Oh yeah, and that's not CGI, kids. If you were unsure,
Like I said, Sirio probably has some mass grave out there in the Philippines for all the stuntmen that, I don't know, didn't have enough flame retardant gel that day, and Watkins had to put them out of their misery.
Well, Corman said that, no one's ever got hurt. He was like, how did you get all that done with no one getting hurt? And, yeah, you're probably right. They just were talking after they got hurt.
Gave their family members $50 and just, chucked them out into the sea.
We'll hide one of your babies in one of the film cans and make them American.
There you go.
I'm sure that offended someone. Get a sense of fucking humor. Jesus Christ.
Oh, little grenade action. This action sequence really didn't make any sense. I'm not sure where he jumped to from there and was able to get behind him, but there you go.
They just found this. They found the cool little silo with the window there. We're using that. He's jumping in and jumping out. I don't care if it makes sense. Looks cool as shit.
There we go. More. Hey, there's something to be said for guys that are actually, in fact, on fire. The old school action, it always works.
And that's a definite difference with the Filipino flicks and the American ones. Look at the difference between those guys on fire and Flaming Freddy from the end of Nightmare. He looks like he's like 3 times the size because he's so padded. These guys don't look any bigger.
This scene, I'm watching this thinking, it's like, we just nearly got hunted down by marauders. Let's stop and fuck right in the middle of the desert. That's a good idea.
Makes sense to me.
Hey, some mighty fine boobage there. I probably would too.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, exactly.
They fuck like rabbits in the wasteland, apparently.
And no is not an answer heard or taken into consideration.
Yeah. See, Cosby needed to be born right then. He didn't, no Quaaludes. He could have just, clubbed them on the back of the head and, motorboated those titties, and there you go. No one will judge him.
I still don't know if he slipped his Quaaludes in the pudding pops.
Yeah, I love the new music video I found online. It's just, it's all about the rape, popsicle. It's like they were cutting it. It was pretty funny if you want to Google it.
I might have to. Uh-oh. Hold my wrench.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And for the ladies, there you go.
Yes.
So nice they showed it twice. To make matters worse, he just got his dick caught in the zipper. Yeah, there were no women's groups in the Philippines during the 80s, so all of this was just fine.
I think you were distracted by Silent Night, Deadly Night when this was released.
Yeah, this one just floated on by.
Yeah. Never mind the guys with the bad, that looks like a bad indie title belt he's wearing.
Hey, there you go, UEW. You get a new recruit. You need to give him the Scourge gimmick.
All right. This is what we're doing after the show. Find a hot, big-breasted bimbo, strap her to the hood of the car.
There you go. Be a hell of an entrance. It would definitely command the audience's attention.
I think we got a gimmick going.
I'm telling you.
Screw a lowrider like Eddie did.
I totally forgot the deliverance action in this particular movie. I remembered it with the Castellari Italian stuff, but I did not realize that was the theme here as well.
Yes. See, tell me that's not an entrance.
There you go again. Hey, don't complain, ladies. That's 2 more man asses there for you.
In the future, or in the apocalypse, they're not picky? Yeah, they didn't strap him to the hood of the car, balls out.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, they just, at least they let him pull his pants up for this.
Yeah.
And, it's very interesting to me. It didn't seem like he suffered enough to have to be put out of his misery. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I don't know. Kind of struck me that Trace wouldn't necessarily have to kill him at this point. I mean, it wasn't that long. They might have just gotten the head in, nothing. There we go. There's a hell of a drop, too.
That's an entrance. I didn't see Gibson doing that shit. No, Gibson did not. He is actually a pretty solid lead, I must admit. Didn't have a particularly memorable career, but not a bad actor at all. I think he just shot him for fucking his sister, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he doesn't look that bad. No.
I mean, it's not like anybody posted it on YouTube. It's the post-apocalypse. Here we go again. This had to be interesting filming this.
Yeah. You can see she's just holding on to her. She's just holding on to her wrist restraints.
Oh, hey, let's not forget they did kind of have a similar, well, not nude, but in Death Proof, so that may have been Wheels of Fire.
This is true.
An homage. See, if they remake this, I think ODB and Tamina need to play the butch female, I don't know, I guess, rape assistants, I guess we can call them.
Yes. That works.
Maybe Jessica Havoc, now that she's not going to WWE.
Well, this is true.
Hey, Mel Gibson's in it. Makes it even worse. Well, there's a little more political incorrectness for this one.
I'm guessing his right-hand man could be Bray Wyatt at this point.
It's not that this scene is particularly funny, because it's not, but I don't know.
Well, it's supposed to. It's not Last House on the Left.
No, it's not. It's not. He didn't make her piss herself. So,
that just pops in my head. Has David Hess ever done a post-nuke R.I.P.?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I was just trying to think someone I'd like to see. Well, I did just bring up Last House. But he did not have a huge filmography. I always forget that. He did not have a giant
one. Really did it. He did a handful of forgettable things towards the end of his career, but yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting him, and he was a hell of a guy. I mean, he really could have had he could have been a big mainstream star. I really will throw it out there. I think had he have wanted to be, he could have been. And not been typecast as the ultimate sexual deviant.
Yeah, and I enjoyed his music too. I told him that too. So I'd already when I did finally meet him, I'd already ordered some of the CDs off his website.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of actually meeting his son a couple times too, who was at an unofficial memorial for him at a Chiller Theater convention. They asked nobody to film it, and I don't think anybody did. So, but God, that was touching. I mean, it's not that I knew him personally by any means. I just met him a few times, but yeah, no, he was a hell of a guy.
Yeah. Definitely in my top. Him and Spinell are always, two of my tops. Joe Spinell for.
Yeah. Fantastic actors. Even if I would say that even to mainstream film fans, even if you didn't enjoy the types of movies they did, they were pretty fantastic actors.
Yeah. Joe Spinell was, one of the highest paid on The Godfather?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So on that we go. I'm sorry.
Gratuitous role. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. Please. You're talking about the movie. I was giving a little unrelated fact.
We'll go off topic a few times, I'm sure. Yeah, this whole thing, like I said, I mean, what have we had? Maybe 2 minutes of dialogue so far.
Lots of boobs, same ones, but still.
And everything explodes. No matter what, everything explodes.
Well,
these hawks must be pretty popular pets in the post-nuke wasteland.
Yeah, this actress, I forget her name. Oh, jeez, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah,
do you know her name?
The girl. I want to say.
I'm pulling up.
She might be Laura Bain. I get them mixed up. I don't. She's not the. I don't think she's the Playmate, but.
No, isn't the Playmate in the other one that didn't get naked? Isn't that Equalizer?
Yeah, that Equalizer did a tease. Although something still tells me there might have been a little bit more to Equalizer, but we haven't been able to confirm or deny that.
Her character name is Stinger, yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's Laura Banks.
Okay. I thought so.
I know she was the one that was discussed that they weren't happy with her casting, that she didn't pull off the badass good enough. But they struck. I remember some kind of deal was struck, and that's why she's in Demon of Paradise. In that role, many said fit her better.
Mm.
I did not know she was. Huh. She only has 8 films to her credit. Okay, I can't even see that.
I don't know. I don't think she did a terrible job, but I've seen better.
She was in her last credit was Bloody Mary from 2006. I think Lionsgate put that out. Although she did
they had like 5 or 6 Bloody Mary, or more than that, actually.
Then there was that last one. I can't remember. Just nudity the whole time. It was in 3D. That was
there was Dead Mary. There were a few different ones that were just called Bloody Mary. There were quite a few.
Here's a film you probably don't remember from 1993. She was also reporter number 1 in Hexed, which actually has a horror connection with Ryan Gross was the lead from House 2.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, actually, I do remember that film.
I do remember enjoying it, actually.
Yeah.
Ryan Gross, he was a guy that I actually enjoyed his work, but I don't know whatever happened to him. He's probably still acting. There he is. He's on Castle. He's on Castle now.
Oh, hey, that's popular, so not too bad.
No House 2 commentaries then, damn it.
I have to say, with them ripping everything off, this would have been post-Beastmaster. They need some post-Nuke Ferrets rather than just the birds all the time. Ferrets could actually do something for them. I don't know.
I need to revisit that. I have not watched Beastmaster in so long. I have the import Blu-ray, but I need to watch it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mark Singer isn't looking too good these days.
There was an episode of Community where Chevy Chase dressed up as the Beastmaster and no one understood the costume. And it was pretty funny. He had the bird on his shoulder and everything.
Yeah, it's strange people don't really talk about the Beastmaster trilogy anymore. The first two in particular have great childhood memories of those.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because those kind of fall in a genre that don't have the cult that, a lot of others do. There's not really a cult action movie group. I mean, you got us diehard horror fans, diehard sci-fi, comic book stuff, but there's not really, diehard action, cult. I mean, that's more, you even have, 80s comedies, that have a big following. But it seems like that one, those are just like, those were made for Joe Sixpack, one and done, and, Yeah,
that's all you get. Yeah, that's what I love about the German company, what is it, Digiview, or I'm probably
the Kraken guy.
Yeah, Oliver Kraken or something. Well, at least the old man didn't have to go through the initiation. We can say that much. They spared him that. Unless it was post-mortem, you never know.
Yeah.
And here, like I said, this one throws everything in the kitchen sink, as you're about to see here.
There we go.
Albino Ewoks. There we go.
Yeah, that's...
I remember watching this again and thinking, God, this movie is going to get really controversial if they're raping albinos. At that point, I don't know. There might be a little bit too much raping.
I'm going to be quiet.
Yep. Just like cockroaches, albino Ewoks, they keep on keeping on in the post-apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I know we kind of talked about on our reviews, but there's different types of these post-nukes, and a lot of them kind of mend them all together. Because there's the definite Mad Max, rip-offs. This would definitely fall into that. Then there's the ones that borrow from Escape from New York, and the Warriors was very evident in Bronx Warriors.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But those are three films that aren't, the worst to rip off.
Yeah. And Sisterhood threw Sword and Sorcery into the mix.
Yeah.
So sometimes there is those, little bits and pieces of other genres, films in there. Certainly Mad Max would be the number one.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most ripped off films ever, along with, Die Hard, Alien, and some others.
We'll have to side boob.
There we go. Particularly creepy little scene.
I'm going to guess she has no problem with nudity.
She just doesn't dig the Wo-Fat look.
I'm thinking, well, you have to remake this to get Miley Cyrus to play her.
She's wondering, why lie when he's plowing her from behind and calling her McGarrett. Doesn't know what that's all about. A lot of tension in that old show.
Wow.
That's why they never kill each other. They just, there's Tamina and ODB. I don't know. She's kind of got more of a Bull Nakano, Bertha Faye look. I don't know.
It's the mullet. Maybe get Jackie Chan to play the baddie at this point.
I don't. He doesn't even like to kiss girls on screen, from what I understand.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Late ex-wife.
I'd always heard it was because of his fans. They didn't want to see him in that romantic way.
Yeah, I remember. I actually read his biography years and years back. I can't remember exactly what it was about. I believe his wife died tragically way back. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not.
Well, that could be. I still remember seeing it at the drive-in. My first time at the drive-in as an adult, or as a driving person, I guess I'll say. I don't think I was an adult till maybe next year. My first time driving to the drive-in on my own, not with the parents or whatever. I saw a double feature of that and From Dusk Till Dawn.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't. We had drive-ins. I can't say I got to go all that often, but those are actually kind of making a comeback. I've seen a few popping up here and there.
We've still got a couple.
Yeah, God, it's kind of cool if you still have some that have been open forever.
That's actually what the Vineland Drive-In. I cannot remember the city, but that's the one when Quentin Tarantino, whenever a new movie comes out, he goes to all the theaters to watch reactions, and then he ends his night at the Vineland Drive-In.
Ah,
and it's funny because
being recognized.
Well, that's a little bit easier because I know with the theaters he just goes and sneaks in the back. But no, the not the last time we were there, but one of the times we were there, went and saw Grindhouse, there was a group of people in front of us. This is not first week of release. It's probably third or fourth. But a group of people, they were all having a good time. They were really enjoying it. And ironically, our car died, so we had to go get a jump. And we went over and asked them for a jump, and it was Zoe Bell and crew.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we didn't get a jump from them, which is funny, though, because my friend watching the movie, the whole movie, she annoys me. Then we get a jump. I liked her. He changed his tune when he met her.
Zoe Bell's notorious for no-showing conventions. I haven't gotten to meet her yet.
At the drive-in, I guess. Well, sorry. This is very Goonies-ish. I think we should have Goonies are good enough playing in the background.
I want to say, God, was this before? Yeah, I want to say this is almost at the exact point of Goonies. So I want to say they added Goonies in there, but I think this might have come out right before it.
Very possible.
You could have a lovable mongoloid show up, but, everything in the kitchen sink.
That works. Corey Feldman, get him in a post-Nick.
Best actor in the film. There was no money left to afford Wang Wang. Gotta love the noises this thing makes. Little known fact, he also played Tattoo's retarded cousin on an episode of Fantasy Island, where he shows up asking him for money, and Tattoo gets pissed at him, and Mr. Rourke teaches Tattoo the meaning of family. It's a really good one. You should go back and check it out.
I remember that. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Tattoo, I hear his last words were, "De pain, de pain." I apologize. And I stole that from somebody, actually, but I can't remember. But yeah.
If you want credit, figure it out.
Jackie Martling.
Okay.
I think that might have been a Jackie Martling gag, so wasn't mine, but funny nonetheless.
When we get Westworld, I'd love to see a post-nuke land.
I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of TV awesomeness on the way right now.
Yes.
Westworld, Ash versus the Evil Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. We've got a lot of cool stuff on the way.
And as everyone's probably forgot, Scream, the TV series, is airing, hopefully still airing by the time this airs.
Probably not.
Yeah.
We could have guessed at the news. I don't know. Lindsay Lohan's dead. And that might have been it. Let's see what sticks.
Okay, I got one. Sharknado broke all records. Here you go.
There you go. Yep.
And by the time you hear this, we will have already reviewed Sharknado 3. I'm going to guess we'll somewhat enjoy it.
We will. Yeah, like I said, can a sub-loving pedo save the day? We won't get to find that out because his scenes aren't going to be in there.
Director's cut.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I saw a friend came out and said that he apparently admitted that he liked younger girls, so I don't know. It's not looking too good for him, but I don't think he's been convicted of anything yet or that they found anything yet, so we'll see.
And we are in the future, so if he's already hung himself in his cell, our bad.
There you go. It's old news. You know he's dead. And, yeah.
It's Sharknado will have it in memoriam at the beginning.
And see, poetic justice. The fucker lost all that weight, so it's going to take him longer to go once he ties the noose.
I'm curious if they're going to cut him from 2 on the re-airings.
I think that's almost getting a little bit silly at that point, but
our country's a bit silly with their oversensitivity now. I was listening to the old school rap station, and they play Notorious Big's Juicy, and when he says "blow up like the World Trade," they cut out World Trade. I was like, wow, are we that sensitive now?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they weren't then. The henchmen are fighting over who gets to rape her next, so it definitely wasn't a PC movie.
I think we'd probably be henchman number 1 and number 2.
Hey, anything goes in the post-apocalypse. And once again, kitchen sink, we get a hippie commune building some ridiculous rocket. You've got to love these movies.
I think we'd fare well in the post-nuke world.
I think I do okay. I don't know. I don't have the greatest survival skills, but I'm a pretty skilled bullshitter when I need to be. I'd find a way.
Yeah. Just got to find this little midget sidekick.
I do. I do need a midget sidekick. And a random white guy with the voice of Fred the Hammer Williamson.
Those are easy to find. The midget's the hard one.
I think midgets would thrive in the post-nuke environment. I mean,
hey,
I don't know. They grow another hand or something, you won't even notice it.
PC, they're little people. or minis in the lucha world or wrestling world.
Just think of all the comments we're not making, people. It should be a lot worse.
Yeah, see, we go to this town and rule this shit.
I was gonna say, I think the peace-loving hippies. At least there's water to justify the pirate flag. And
this is.
Yeah, God, though, you got to think by the end of this movie, it's like pounding a jar of mayonnaise with a corn dog. I mean, it's not very pleasant at that point.
At least give her a minute. He's like, all right, I'm in. Well, he may be using a different...
There's no rubbers in the post-apocalypse.
Well, hopefully they're switching every other hole.
Yeah, well, there you go. You got to keep the variety there, you know.
I'm just saying this now. I'm
like
sorry if you have any women listening.
Yeah, we
I'm on my
will
second
edit
beer.
it in that if you're a lady, you may just want to skip this show altogether and disregard my corn dog pounding a jar of mayonnaise comment. That was out of line.
Yes, it was. I was actually offended by that.
Well, there you go. I apologize, Todd.
No, that's why we don't have any sponsors, I guess.
It's safe to say they would all be fucking gone by now.
I don't know. Maybe we can see if Code Red wants to.
Hey, Pudding Pops needs a new spokesperson, so you never know.
This is true. We just lay out our rape jokes. We're not, sedating people to tell them.
We don't lie about it.
We are obviously degenerates, and we don't give a shit.
God, I have been on sets where there have been some somewhat awkward sexual things going on, but that had to be an interesting shoot for her in this one.
Yeah, I wonder how nervous you get. You're in the Philippines. Okay, we have this group of guys.
God, I can't remember the film right now. I want to say it's somewhat notable, but I remember a commentary track, notable in cult circles anyways, where like there were some extras that were apparently in trying to insert their fingers certain scenes. So sometimes you never know. It wasn't Philippines, though. I don't think it was anything. Philippines, the conditions, I think, are sometimes rough for films, but I know the crews are really hardworking. They don't no real egos, don't give people any shit. So
no Teamsters.
There you go, Todd. Does this remind you of your first time rolling down making sweet love under the sunset that comes out of nowhere, apparently?
And just ripping a shirt on and going to taxi. Other than the rolling part, pretty close. We even did the slow motion circle with the sky in the background. The post-nuke sky.
Well, at least he got to know her a little bit. I think he, had about a minute and a half of dialogue with her in between the explosion.
You got to get it in when you can, At least this one's consensual.
Yeah, there you go.
Where she thinks she's going?
She hasn't had a visit by Henchman 52 yet, so.
I like their flag. No, we're not the bad guys. We just have a skull and crossbones.
I'm not really sure who is supposed to fit in that thing.
The midget?
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
They're like, we've been looking for one of those.
It could be like the cube ending where, you know, he turns out to be like some genius that can communicate with aliens or something.
This is true. And now we're going to have to put there was cube spoilers in here. Jesus, Dan. I would have put that in our description. You know, cube spoiler.
18 years, fuck you. If you have a problem with it, fuck you. 18 years.
Bruce Willis was dead in the Sixth Sense the whole time.
There you go.
What else can we spoil?
Crying game, she had a dick. There you go.
Well, damn it. What? There's nothing left. Sleepaway Camp, yeah, that too. Somebody might actually might get pissed off by one of those. They didn't know.
Hey, it's possible. We can just keep going down the list. Don't get too attached to Marley and me.
or Old Yeller.
Pretty sure they might have recycled some of this for Equalizer. I'm not sure. A couple explosion bits.
Yeah. Jeez. I hope we get another batch soon. I think I'll have to bust out the Aftermath. That's what I've been wanting to watch again.
Yeah. Well, we should have Dune Warriors. I mean,
yes,
the one with the biggest lead. So David Carradine.
Apparently, we'll be getting Opera and something else, or the Church from Code Red, and if everything's to be believed. Yeah.
I was going to say that we'll probably we'll report it in the news on Thursday. Well, not the Thursday what you think we're talking about, but those were some pretty big titles for Code Red. I have to hand it to them.
As much as I don't want to say, they almost seem too big. I don't know how Blue Underground let those two go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Those are definitely. I mean, when those pop up on Screen Archives, which I assume they will.
Those will be quick ones. Those will be one. Yeah. Hopefully, this is still available by the time you guys are listening. Wheels of Fire.
Yeah, that's true. I think it will be. I don't see this one being gone for another couple months, but one never knows. I don't know. I think the people that do remember these movies do remember them fondly. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of, even though I love them, there's a lot of horror movies that won't hold up for modern audiences. A lot of classic ones, but these particular post-nuke titles, I think they hold up pretty well against the modern action film.
I agree. I prefer these to the modern. But the one thing I have noticed, the shift lately is 10 years ago, it didn't matter what it was from the 80s. It was slasher. It was automatically praised. Now it seems there's a lot more of an honest feeling on those. You know, like, the Final Tear wasn't that good, or spontaneous isn't a slasher. But I mean, a lot of stuff is like, okay, wasn't that great? But
yeah, well, I think really for the modern, a lot of it has to do with the amount of content. I mean, now we're getting into the era of an entire season of a show, particularly for streaming people, comes out and people watch it all in a day or two. People just devour content. I mean, the amount of shows I'm watching right now is just utterly insane. But movies, I'm still a hard. Well, I am with shows too, actually, but
depends on the show for me.
Still a collector. Huh?
I said depends on the show for me.
Yeah, there's. I have to say, there's quite a few good ones right now. Some fun popcorn ones too. I have to say, Z Nation, something I got into a little bit more. I just finished season 1.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's a fun show.
Yeah, it is. I the first episode, I was kind of like, I don't know how this is going to fare, but I have to say, it's nothing wrong with a fun popcorn show. Don't all have to
Not
be
every.
serious.
Yeah, it's quite the opposite of Walking Dead. I mean, if you just want a fun zombie show, it's like I guess it's almost not to the extreme, but like going, from the Romero series to the Return of the Living Dead series. They're both zombies.
Yeah,
they're different.
There's serious moments. It's not all just comedy, but they have a little fun with it.
Okay. So go Romero to Bruno Mattei. Is that better?
There you go. There you go. Not quite the same thing, but it works. I like how the midget, I don't think he ever did anything helpful in this movie. He just kind of there.
That's how midgets are.
Punched a few henchmen. I mean, he's...
What has Hornswoggle ever added to WWE?
I was going to say, I'm waiting for the release, especially showing up at that Global Force show. Maybe that's a sign that it might be about done for him. Yeah, he showed up not as a talent, but he was there hanging out, getting pictures taken with some people.
So he's probably somewhere chilling with MVP at this point by the time this airs. It's all Hernandez's fault. I told you when Hernandez showed up, that was the one that shocked me.
Yeah, it turned out that wasn't the best idea. I don't know, Hornswoggle could join the BDC. It's possible.
The new leader. They take any WWE talents. Look at a job with the Muppets.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I could see Heath Slater getting released and winning their title.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
really, actually, that's not entirely impossible, so only partially joking.
We've gone this far. We haven't made a Road Warriors comment of the team.
Yeah.
Another Mad Max ripoff.
Yeah, we certainly felt that in the wrestling world too.
Mm-hmm.
We have it now, the Ascension. Welcome to the wasteland. Soon, probably welcome to TNA. She is a little bit off in this role.
Yeah.
More watching it again, but
I know she's gonna have some boobs. Sorry. She's the Meg Ryan of this film.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I was gonna say kind of a more buff Meg Ryan.
I'm sure they were going for Kathleen Turner, but no.
Well, we say if I knew more about cars, I've always wanted to sort of have a sort of tricked out post-apocalypse car. Maybe when I get down to Atlanta, it'll kind of make sense.
You gonna go try to be a zombie now?
God, a lot of people have been asking me if I'm going down there to get back into movie stuff, and it's just, I don't know, I don't have that same desire, but certainly if I decided to, it's a lot easier down there.
Say it again, Dan, you kind of cut out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
Are you kind of cut out there?
I didn't hear what you said, Todd. I'm sorry. Say it again.
You cut out? Apparently we're having problems hearing each other.
Oh, now I hear you okay.
Okay.
I didn't hear your question, but now I hear you okay.
That was the problem. I didn't hear what you said. Your response to the Atlanta
Oh, okay. Thing. There we go. That's why we were confused, but we hear each other now. kind of love the line here. I've had you already into plenty.
I think that's going to go in our opening.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of other choice there. I don't know why they... Well, but then again, they do have that initiation thing. At that point, Leroy's a little less used up. This movie was a little unusually cruel, gunning her down.
Yeah. It would have been worse if he just shot her now. He's like, nope. That's what he does after. She has a little scratch in her face. Okay, puts you out of your misery. You got raped? Okay. And you got a scratch, you're fucked.
And they got our hero.
Yeah. I know this must have been a tense moment theatrically. I would love to have seen this theatrically upon its release.
Oh wow, yeah, so many. I would think this one would have played pretty well.
Oh yeah, this was definitely a drive-in film.
I know more money, and they would have had Wang Wang, and this would have lived on.
I have a buddy who's the same age as me. I've met through wrestling. He grew up on the East Coast, and he, I tell him all the time I'm jealous of him because he ran wild on 42nd Street and saw all kinds of shit like this there. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the ECW era.
I will say I was around, but I wasn't towards the tail end of it, but not of an age where I really got to enjoy it.
I kind of wish, as much as I'm a West Coast guy, I feel like film-wise, I should have more 10 years earlier on the other coast.
Yeah. I think New York probably was a lot more fun at the time.
Yeah. Pre-Disney 42nd Street.
Executed all the homeless people.
I know.
I don't know, the new guy down there's got to bring back all the porn theaters and Grindhouse and everything.
There's no product to put in there now.
That's true.
It'll be all porn.
I don't know at this point. Nobody goes to a theater to jerk off anymore unless you're Pee Wee Herman or that Fred Willard dude.
Oh, wow, poor Fred Willard. He doesn't know any of the names. He's old.
There was a TMZ where I think he was out with his family and somebody made a little joke about it, and he kind of laughed it off, but you could tell he felt like 3 feet tall.
That's the way they had to jerk off back when he was a kid or a young man. They didn't have VHS. They didn't have VHS, much less DVDs or cell phones to watch that shit on.
Yeah, we're spoiled nowadays.
Yeah.
You had to drive out, maybe 5 or 10 minutes to go look at 70s Bush.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you got to go do it nightmare style.
Oh, here we go again.
So it goes action scene, action scene, action scene, rape, action scene, rape.
The Serio Santiago School of Filmmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it at this point. I'm just thinking, like, God damn, tell me they're not going to do it again.
But I will say, this is a better post-nuke world because there is the booze flowing. We don't see that in everyone.
So she gets a little bit of revenge.
That's it. 37's the limit. So that 38th pick that was going to send her over the edge.
Hey, they needed to hire Sonny for this movie. It would have been, no big deal.
Oh, God, yeah.
Still waiting for that porno. I haven't heard anything yet.
She's been quiet. Last I heard, she was setting up Skype sessions again.
Letting
honestly
take pictures in bed with her. Next, it'll be motorboating her $50.
I'm waiting. I'm still pissed. She couldn't lie to me in front of XCW in her bigger days.
Mm-hmm.
She had to get her hot dog. She literally got in front of me in line, was like, and ordered her hot dogs. I was like, I would have let you go if you would have just asked. I am resuming Skyping Monday night. I've been out of commission. So email me at SunnySkype8 for info and to reserve your spot.
God.
No, I have to read.
I know you know the XPW guys better than I do, but I got to think at least 75% in it.
I've never asked that question, actually. You have to think Candido was around then.
We do go off topic at times, but hey.
But I'm sure New Jack did.
Yeah. He got to Terry Runnels as well. He's gotten around there.
Yeah. Was you saying that to New Jack? Okay, New Jack. No stab me in the eye with a fork.
Yeah, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not.
Pretty much.
I don't want him to go mass transit on me.
Yeah. Or what was the other one? Gypsy Joe?
Yeah, that's still, God, that's still such a fucking brutal video of that.
I haven't watched it. Completely off topic. I just got CZW Tournament of Death and Carnage Cup 10. So I may get some real gore in after this.
Hey, I know Blue Meanie did a post-apocalyptic flick from same guy that did Swamp Zombies. I don't think I've actually sat down to watch it, but probably not that good.
I thought you were talking about, something with his ex-wife.
Yeah,
that was a post-apocalyptic vagina.
I was gonna say it. Oh, and there we go. She's dead. Yeah, I think that what was it? The world's largest gangbang. I don't know if you've ever seen the behind the scenes of that. Where she's like berating the dude, like Steven smacked like someone dude in the face.
I did not see that. I've only actually seen the gangbang.
Oh, okay, yeah. If I can find it, I'll send it to you because it's particularly funny.
I can imagine. She was a super, super bitch.
Funny enough, somebody that I've met that a few times that was always really nice. She was some old guy last time I saw. I think she kind of goes through dudes to take care of her.
Yeah. I know
I like that the hero and villain kind of have their moments here. They didn't really do that in Equalizer. Just kind of like, I didn't quite get a sense that this guy had a strong enough beef with the baddies. Multicolored smoke, apparently.
Yeah, I just don't know where they got all these cannons.
Well, that's the funny thing about these, and I think I don't know if it's the extras on this, but they talked about renting stuff from the military. They had to, I think it was Sisterhood, they had to like take a tank back at one point because they needed it. It was in the middle of some revolution there. So you can imagine it was fun shooting. And here's that little midget again here coming up. He's Mud. He doesn't do shit. He's still the coolest character in the movie, but doesn't do shit. I don't think he helps anybody.
If you can get a midget in your movie for no other reason than put one in your movie, are you not?
You know, it's funny. It never happened, but we tried with a midget that works as a Walmart greeter out here. Turned out she was pretty religious and not particularly happy when she found out what we had in mind. But she was at one point going to have me. I
was going to say, were you going to reenact scenes from this?
Well, she was going to have me at one point. I didn't end up doing this particular role, but was going to have me in a GIMP mask on a leash. So, yeah.
I do remember you discussing that.
Yes. No, it didn't end up. We ended up having an old lady do that. So
that works.
Yeah, that all went to shit, but that would have been funny.
That would have been. Damn religious little people.
Yeah, she's, oh God, imagine, I don't know how to describe her. Her name, well, no, I'm not going to, she has almost a stereotypical name. I won't name drop it here on this commentary. You know, all these Wheels of Fire fans that are listening might figure out who she is, but she was almost like a little Pam Grier. Religious, but like with a foul mouth, just so funny, but unfortunately too religious to do those sorts of scenes.
Well, that is a bummer. Now I don't know why. I'm just thinking I want a little person blaxploitation film.
Hey, I don't think we ever saw that. You know,
Wang Wang couldn't do it.
God, this little fucker does nothing. Yeah, no, we never saw that. You know, have you ever seen a film called Ankle Biters? Particularly bad little flick. Kind of, they essentially ripped off The Creeps. Same kind of idea, midget vampires. The guy that played Carol's husband on Walking Dead, I believe, wrote and directed that one. Met him at a convention, and I think we had brought that up, and he was just saying, it's like, wow, I should be paying you. We were getting his autograph.
So was Ankle Biters any good? Come on.
It wasn't that great. Somewhat entertaining, but not that great. Not The Creeps. I like The Creeps a lot. I always thought he was going to go bad there for a minute.
Yeah, just no. You just let him be. Just let him stay.
I still believe they shouldn't have killed her off so early because, I don't know, it seemed to me like she could have gotten revenge on at least one of those main guys. Would have been a powerful moment. I've always said I don't think I will go back to making films, but if I ever did, I do want to do something post-nuke related. You kind of have to have a little bit of money to do it properly, though.
Yeah.
But being such a big fan, I want to do it justice. You got to be able to get the wardrobe. Wardrobe is one thing that's just it's a lot more expensive than you think, even basic shit. If you're trying to fund it yourself, as I did. I am looking forward to taking an interesting zombie selfie as close to the CDC as I can get, though. That isn't my plan.
Nice.
Don't want to.
Nice.
Don't want to get another fire.
And then I know you're going to have to go visit your Bill Goldberg's family home.
Oh, we'll be buzzed.
And then egg it for me.
He can train me, making the best out of your 3-minute match.
Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna, how did that say to that?
This is a pretty badass. I really like this. This was a pretty badass way to take out the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think this one. It's not a perfect film. None of them are perfect films, but I think for what they had, this is probably the perfect example of why we love these films.
I agree, but I do think there should have been an explosion just now.
Yeah, it would have made more sense there. They should have had his eyes bug out, kind of doing the Mad Max ripoff anyways.
Yeah. I guess they ran out of their explosion budget by the time they got to that.
I don't know that this is necessarily bragging, but the actress here actually reminds me of an ex-girlfriend.
And which one? The one that just passed?
No, the other one. Yeah, this one.
Okay. It's not bad.
Actually, I've told the story before. That was the one that there wasn't another date because of Hostel.
I thought you said the one that called in.
Oh, no. I've had a couple awkward call-ins in the past.
Yes, you have. I've had a couple awkward moments with your call-ins.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me what I can't give my thoughts on Pretty Woman.
Oh, well, that one. Well, she's not listening. I will say, we had a guest that Todd was unaware used to be a lady of the night, so to speak, and I don't mean a vampire. And we were talking about the most offensive non-horror movie ever. And I believe your exact quote. And when you said Pretty Woman, I'm like, oh, fuck, I know where he's going with this. And Pretty Woman, because it taught everyone it's okay to be a whore.
It's okay to be a whore. It's okay to be a whore, and you can still find Prince Charming from being a whore.
Yeah, there you go. Little did you know, for about 18 years, she was.
Horrible message to send. See? Exactly.
And that is Wheels of Fire. Any closing thoughts on Wheels of Fire? Hopefully, I know we go off topic, but hey, that's how commentaries go. Hopefully you had fun.
Yeah. No, this is, out of this much particular, it was definitely my favorite. I went in with, okay, this is going to be my least favorite, and because out of the three, I always remember this one being the weakest, and the one I thought was the strongest, Equalizer, ended up flipping with this one, and this was the strongest.
My theory on that, Richard Norton not the greatest actor, but he was in some particularly good action flicks, and I don't know, maybe it just got it jumbled in my head, because obviously this one, pretty much unknowns, minus the villain, of course, for Filipino fans of Filipino films, I should say. I really do. I think this one holds up beautifully. Even something like Equalizer 2000, I mean, I don't hate it. It's hard to hate on these films. And who'd have thunk we would have saw this on Blu-ray? I mean, again,
I know
we're getting the Mutilator on Blu-ray now. All these random movies. Never say never.
I know. I want Endgame now. I want 2020 Texas Gladiators, The Aftermath. Hands of Steel is another one of my favorites. There's so many of these.
Yeah, there's a lot, and not even just post-nuke, like we were talking about a while back. Just there's a lot of, it's the 80s as well, but particularly really a lot from the 90s that some has never even had a DVD release. Lots of great forgotten stuff. American Cyborg, Steel Warrior, and a lot of sci-fi action-themed flicks that, again, really hold up well against even theatrical, action and sci-fi stuff that just isn't nearly as fun, and the action, quite frankly, is better. So, hopefully we'll get more and more. Maybe I don't know, on one of these pre-recorded shows we do, maybe we'll get to tackle that Nemesis Blu-ray set at some point.
Yeah, that's something do you want to talk about the one we kind of tentatively talked about? Or, I don't want to announce anything on this because we didn't know if this would go up before or after.
Yeah, we're not exactly sure where this is going to air, so I can't, I can say, because this will probably be before it, we're going to have a special on the guinea pig films along with New American Guinea Pig. Or we already had it, I don't know.
Yeah, I have a feeling that one, as soon as we get the new one on that, we'll probably do that one. Hopefully we get to do that one a week from today. Because I think once we get that new one, that's going to be... I think the 3-day set...
shipped out, so I'm expecting to get it Tuesday.
Oh, okay, I'll have to look at Amazon. I don't know if it went today. That'd be nice if it did.
Yeah.
I guess if you do... So maybe we should plan that for next a week from today. So that'll probably go before this. So now you're really confused. So I guess I could cut this out.
We will figure it out for you guys. But yeah, we've got a lot of great shows, even though some will be pre-recorded. So check out whether it's happened now or already happened. The Guinea Pig special. We're going to have some early reviews for some films that aren't even out yet for you guys, and yeah.
I'm sure we'll have another. We'll have another commentary or two probably. Well, we kind of decided on the night. I think if you're down with Star Crash, I'd love to do that one too.
Yeah, we can definitely do Star Crash. So maybe we'll hop
there's
on
quite a few.
Blu-ray and do that one.
There's quite a few easy Star Wars jokes to do that with.
Yeah, it'll be appropriate with the new movie coming out. And I got to ask you, Todd, anything particularly from Corman you'd still like to see on Blu-ray or even DVD for the first time?
Geez, that's such a big catalog. I don't even know.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind seeing that Blu-ray of Carnosaur. I don't think Bill said no to that one.
Yeah, Carnosaur would be. Technically, I don't think it's Corman, but it is Concord, or is it New Horizons? That's still Corman, right? New Horizons, yes?
Carnosaur?
No, I'm saying New Horizons. That's still a Corman company, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or see, I can't think if it's that or Concord. Dinosaur Island.
No, that's not Corman. No, I don't think so.
I thought it was from Concord, which was his company.
New Concord is his company, but no, I didn't think that one was New Concord. I'd certainly love to see it, though, nonetheless.
Yeah, I want to say it is. I know it didn't. Jim Warnowski directed it, though.
Yes, he did direct it, but I don't think that was Corman. We'll figure that one out.
I have the Laserdisc. I'll check off there one time.
Yeah, we'll see. I could be wrong, but I didn't think that one was. But yeah, as always, if you want to see us do a commentary, because we're doing some, and have any requests, hit up our Flesh Wound Radio Facebook page. We love to hear from you, and yeah, I guess we're currently getting ready for Shark Week, Sci-Fi Channel. That's what we'll be doing. I think it might be Sharknado 2 is the 22nd, or Sharknado 3, I should say. So, if you haven't listened to these shows,
I was going to say, which we've already watched and reviewed.
If you missed it, though, it's in the archives. So there you go. Well, I'm trying to think, Todd, do we have anything else to add?
No, it's kind of a different one since we are coming to you live on tape. So,
yeah.
So I think we're going to call this one a wrap.
All right.
And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Soon. Absolutely. Bye, guys.
All right. Good night.
It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all pots, all of them. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Here's Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Have you checked the children?
Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
There's no more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
Just a flesh wound.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.